Hello there, my name is Kuma, and today I'm giving you my first impressions on Vulpisfoglia, Suzuran'S mother. A new 6-star pioneer, a fox among the wolves, and also Suzuran'S mom? That was unexpected, in many ways. I wasn't really aware Siracusa had foxes living in there, and I had absolutely no idea Suzuran of all characters, would have a mother connected to the mafia. But that's okay, I'm sure that will never end in trouble. Vulpisfoglia has a regressive concept to her kit. Not in a good or bad way necessarily, it's just how things are. Maybe you don't know this, but when Arknights was in beta, Vanguards did not exist. They were just guards who can generate DP. And they brought that idea back for Vulpisfoglia, to some extent. She is still a Vanguard, but her kit is the kit of a guard who can generate DP. You will see it in a second, because it already starts on her talents. Her first talent lets Vulpisfoglia mark each enemy the first time she attacks them. Then for 10 seconds, as long as she keeps attacking the marked target, they will take an amount of arts damage. This will combo with her skill 3 as well, as you will see. She can attack multiple targets on that skill, and that means she will be able to proc the talent on multiple enemies at the same time, which is of course a lot more damage. Her second talent gives you increased natural DP regeneration while Vulpisfoglia is deployed. This means she will be generating DP for you, even if you have SP down effects hindering her skill generation. As long as you can keep her deployed, this part of her DP gen cannot be interrupted by any effects we've seen in the game so far. I can't tell you how much this effect will give since we don't have the numbers on the teaser, and also, I forgot to mention, we only know her second talent because they showed it on a stream, the teasers don't even show the second talent on operators, but this talent also has a second effect, on top of the increased natural DP generation. Vulpisfoglia has a health regen effect, after not being attacked for a few seconds. This sounds like a basic effect that would be in the game since the very beginning, but we don't actually have any other operator who starts regenerating HP after not being attacked. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there's anyone else. We have Thorns who regens after not attacking, and we have Spectre who regens HP non-stop. But Vulpisfoglia is the first in this type of regen, where she cannot be attacked to start regenerating. And this was something that was very weird to realize that this is the case. Cause right, it's such a simple effect, don't you expect that to exist already? It's weird. You can already see that this girl is stacked, but now you will see that she was made to be a pioneer. Even the most picky players in the community will stop to think if she's worth playing with. Because we're talking about her skills now. Vulpisfoglia's S1 is a power strike. She deals arts damage on the next hit, can hold multiple charges, and on top of that, generates some DP every time it activates. I won't repeat this for every skill, so let me say the zones, but assume the same for the other two skills as well. This is just a guard skill, with a DP generation glued on top of it. But anyway, this will probably be an auto recovery power strike though, so not my favorite kind. I am a big fan of offensive recovery, but this is a strong skill 1 nonetheless. Power strikes are a little bit underappreciated, and they are actually super strong. Her skill 2 works in a similar way to Bypix's S2. She deals arts damage to 6 enemies in range, and the range of this skill is the same range as Bypix's skill, the range of a Lord Guard, and she also applies slow to all enemies hit. Now, Bypix can stun enemies with her skill, so how can I say they are similar? Well, it's because Vulpisfoglia can also stun enemies. If the skill hits an enemy who is already under the effect of slow, they will be stunned instead. And this will work if Vulpisfoglia activates her skill twice, because this is a skill that can hold charges as well, at least twice, so you could activate the skill twice to stun the enemies, Or this also works with outside sources of slow as well. You can even bring Suzuran to do a Mother Daughter combo. Suzuran slows, Vulpisfoglia stuns. Win-win situation. And also, this skill generates some DP on every activation, just like skill 1. You just have to remember that the enemies have to be under the effect of slow specifically for this stun to work. Movement speed reduction without the slow debuff won't do it. Slow always apply movement speed reduction, but movement speed reduction doesn't always comes from slow. Very important distinction there. As for Vulpisfoglia's S3, she gains a bit of DP, same thing as the other two skills, but a lot more things happen in this one. Her range gets increased from 1 tile to 2 tiles ahead of her, so she goes from Pioneer Vanguard range to Instructor Guard range. She gains an attack increase, she gets an ASPD boost that slowly decreases down to 0, and she can attack enemies equal to her block count. Of course, this means you can make Vulpisfoglia attack more or less enemies with this skill if you change her block count. For example, Chapter 10 slugs will all be attacked by her at the same time if she's blocking them. And if you have a map with -1 block count, for example, she will only be able to attack a single enemy. Also, her attacks stun enemies for a little bit. The good stuff that you can use to cancel enemy attacks and guarantee everyone is safe and sound. And if that was not enough, remember, she is a Pioneer Vanguard, but her skill has even more effects. If Vulpisfoglia kills an enemy during this skill, she gains Camouflage until the next skill activation. You could even leave her with permanent Camouflage if you don't want to activate the skill again, but you probably will, because you can just get the effect one more time. And this will help her activate her regen effect as well, from her second talent, because now ranged enemies won't be targeting her. It's honestly crazy to me to see an operator being released like this, who goes so far away from their original class. If you consider the beta of the game, as I pointed out before, it still has some roots. But it is very weird, because Vulpisfoglia really doesn't look like a Vanguard. Maybe her numbers won't be as high as a fully fledged guard, but even if she doesn't have that high of modifiers, she will still be strong enough just from the fact that she is a 6-star. 6 stars are always released with very strong stats. That's what they do, they are 6 stars. DP generation has been in a weird spot for a couple years, where a lot of players can't find the incentives to play with a Vanguard who isn't printing 99 DP per second. So maybe, just maybe, the release of Vulpisfoglia will make some players look away from the gameplay they've been repeating for so long, because now you can still generate a respectable amount of DP, while your first deploy can stay there and act as a guard for the whole duration of your clear. Well, we'll see after she actually gets released in a couple days. For me, I am not really interested in Vulpisfoglia. Vanguard is a tough class for me to get excited over. It's the class I have the least amount of operators raised. I usually like the Chargers a lot, but my most used Vanguards are probably Scavenger, just because I try to run from me playing with Myrtle, and Myrtle as well. But tell me what you think about Vulpisfoglia. Am I wrong in believing she could be a nice alternative for bored souls who want a cooler Vanguard? Will you pull her with all your soul on the line because she is Suzuran'S mom? I'd love to know. Don't forget to like the video, and I hope everyone has a very nice day. Peace out.